I'd like to welcome everyone to the June 16th, 2025 Emmaus Borough Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first on the agenda is personal appeals part 1. If anyone has a personal appeal, please approach the podium, sign in. You have 5 minutes for your appeal.
You want me to sign in after or?
Sign in before.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Real quick.
My name's Elisa Bowman
An address.
Yes.
and I'm gonna, sorry.
You state your name, would everybody who's going to do public comment, just state your name and address so you can assist borough staff in case they have to get back to you with an issue.
Okay, yeah, I just did, but I'll do that again. My name's Elisa Bowman. I'm on Burger Street in Emmaus, and I want to thank you for allowing me to speak and for allowing public comment. I appreciate it. I know you rarely get praise from the community, so I'm going to start with that. I'd like to thank you for your part in installing the flashing yellow signal at the intersection of Harrison and Second. Hopefully you played a role in that, or otherwise I'm thanking the wrong body. But as you know, people tend to speed down Harrison, often above the posted speed limit, and they rarely stop for people in the crosswalk, including small children. This signal has really made it a lot easier to get across that intersection. I cross it several times a week, and it's made a big difference, so thank you. However, that's not the only reason that I'm here today. My primary motivation is to discuss the Kiwanis mural that's going up in one of our parks. And I want to thank all the Kiwanis members who are here doing great work in our community. Service work is really important. My issue is not with the mural itself. Honestly, this is probably an issue that would have fallen way under my radar. Although when it came up, I am very appreciative of groups like Kiwanis who do good works in our parks and help make sure that they're great places for kids to play. Literally anything that goes on that bathroom is going to be an improvement over what's currently there. However, during the May 19th meeting, Council President Balliet objected to the proposed original design that had a rainbow on it, commenting, "It's a shame what the rainbow has come to represent." It's obvious to me, and I talked to a lot of other people about this since that meeting. Sometimes a rainbow is a symbol of pride for sure, but sometimes a rainbow is just a rainbow. And that was the case with this mural. People who aren't homophobic know the difference. That you took issue with it kind of tells me what camp you reside in. Because it came from the council president, well, people take your word as the word of Emmaus, not just your word personally. And in that fleeting moment, you took Emmaus off the map of welcoming communities and you put it on the map of hate-filled ones. You may not be aware, but this one comment has led people to boycott not just your business, but all of the businesses in Emmaus. Our small business owners work hard. A lot of them are struggling right now. None of them can afford to lose anyone's business, especially over something that they had nothing to do with. It's also made our queer residents and taxpayers wonder whether they're welcome in this community. I would hope that the rest of the council agrees that they are. As a fellow resident and ally, I agree that they are. I think our businesses and our residents deserve better. Mr. Balliet, I hope you'll apologize to the community. I hope this maybe is a misunderstanding on my part, but both to the taxpayers and also the businesses who have lost revenue because of your comment. And to the rest of the council, I really hope you'll consider who you've chosen for your leadership, because the leadership of this council represents the town, and this has become a blemish on our community. Thank you.
Anyone else have a public appeal? Any online guests?
My name's Louise Dillon Snyder, and I live at 699 West Burger Street. I ran over some disheartening information this week, and that it was that President Balliet was arrested for DUI and leaving the scene of an accident. Now, I would just like him to comment on that, and maybe it's not true. I don't know.
So this is public comment period. The Borough Council does not have to respond to questions, so it allows you to speak.
Okay, all right. I really don't know if it's true, and I don't want to pass that rumor or say anything else. But if it is true, I think you need to put it out there. I am concerned about how other community members will feel about it. Thank you.
Personal appeals part 1. Does anyone else have a personal appeal to bring forward? Do we have any online guests? Hearing none. Does anyone have a community minute to bring forward?
Mr. Balliet.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to, I know recently that even though they had some rain, the Lions, they had the thing at Community Park recently, and
Microphone.
sorry, that was Rotary. Sorry, not Lions. Lions had the chowder sale, right? I knew that was there too. That was part of my speech. But some really great things going on recently within the borough. The event, even though it rained down there was still pretty good turnout. The bands played well. And like I said, I know they recently they had the chowder sale, which is, appreciative. So just to thank our local groups for their events.
Thank you. Under special presentations, we have the Lions Club here tonight to present the 80th anniversary.
That's actually my job.
Oh, it's your job, Madam Mayor?
Job.
All right, perfect.
As you can see, we do have the Lions Club with us this evening. This is a very special year for the club this year. They are celebrating their 80th anniversary.
Do it in the mic.
Oh, I don't want to talk.
Can everybody hear me? Are we good? Okay. So in honor of your 80th anniversary, I have issued the following proclamation. This is Proclamation 2025-624 in recognition of the 80th anniversary of the UMass Lions Club. The Borough of UMass is honored to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the UMass Lions Club. Whereas the Lions Club International was founded in 1917 and the UMass Lions Club was formed on February 26, 1948. And whereas the Lions Club International is best known for fighting blindness, but also volunteers for many different types of community projects, such as caring for the environment, feeding the hungry, and aiding seniors and the disabled. And whereas the Lions Club International provides vision screening equipment for hospitals and clinics by distributing medicine and raising awareness of eye disease. The mission of the Lions is to work toward providing vision to all throughout the International Sight First program. And whereas the UMass Lions Club provides support to local children and schools through scholarships, recreation, and mentoring. And whereas on October 23rd, 1946, the UMass Ambulance Corps was formed, at which time the UMass Lions Club's Ambulance Committee purchased a Cadillac ambulance with funds raised through the Civic Improvement Project. The ambulance was presented to UMass Borough Council with the provision that Borough agree to maintain the ambulance, and for 38 years, the Lions Club and the Ambulance Corps conducted joint fundraisers to purchase new ambulances and equipment. And whereas the UMass Lions Club partnered with the UMass Police Department in 1990 to establish the first UMass Police Department K-9 unit. Since its inception, the Lions Club has purchased 8 K-9 patrol officers and funded the training expenses of each of the 8 K-9s, which has contributed to the public safety in the borough. And whereas the Lions Club, through its past and present members, have continued to serve the community through volunteerism and by promoting the Lions International Monument our motto rather, of We Serve. Now, therefore, I, Leanne Gilbert, Mayor of the Borough of Emmaus, and on behalf of Emmaus Borough Council, do hereby recognize and thank the Emmaus Lions Club for their commitment to serving our community and congratulate the Emmaus Lions Club on their 80th anniversary. Done the 16th day of June, 2025 in the Borough of Emmaus, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania. Congratulations, guys. Well done. Congratulations.
Very much.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you all.
Okay, or put them both on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, they had the banner up. Are they doing a photo?
Do they want to do a photo chat?
Madam Mayor, you want to? Yeah, we're gonna take a brief recess here to take a photo with the Lions
that.
Club. 6:12. All right, we're going to come back here at 6:14. Next up on our agenda is a See My Legacy presentation, and we're going to let our borough manager take over that.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I've been on the road for 14 hours over the last 2 days of driving. So, of two teenagers fighting with each other in the back of a vehicle, which is worse than taking an infant to Florida. I will tell you that. So, See My Legacy. So, at the last council meeting, you had asked if we could do a presentation on the See My Legacy software program. And so I'm going to take you through some things and explain the software program that the borough has and some of the campaigns and the abilities of the software that we've been using it for. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the software platform itself. See My Legacy is a platform that is used for fundraising, sponsorships, booking volunteers, and creating legacy platforms. And so if you go to the website seemylegacy.com, you can actually look at exactly what the program is used for. But I will share with you some of the things that we're doing with it. So this program is really built around creating memorials or fundraising campaigns for organizations, including nonprofit organizations. And so when the borough purchased this software, we had in mind numerous different things. One, individuals often tell our recreation and entertainment commission members, hey, I don't have any cash. Is there a way that I can donate towards the summer concerts electronically? And the answer is normally no. This program, and I'll show you what their platform looks like shortly, but this program allows for it. Another thing that we get often, for example, when we put new tables over at the concession stand area, an individual had asked if she could sponsor an ADA table as her son, she takes to the swimming pool every single day, and it would be a lot easier for him to go to an ADA table. We had planned to purchase that table the next year. We just didn't have it in the budget the current year. And so she had purchased that table and wanted to be anonymous at the time. However, this program would allow for her to honor someone, as a remembrance of purchasing that table. And I'll get into some of those things in just a second. So if you go to their main website, you can see some of the different things. Volunteer events, for example. I'll show you one of our platforms is for individuals and organizations to sign up for our America 250 event, and that sign up is for volunteering on different committees. So if you use this program to its fullest, it is very robust. We are just getting started on the program. It's a program that we can partner with different organizations, and those organizations can actually have their own campaign right through our site. The neat thing about it is they don't have to filter any of the monies through the borough. They can actually have their own web link, their own QR code, and any money that is donated towards their campaign would go straight to their bank account that they could set up rather than anything being filtered to the borough. So, for example, the Lions Club was just here. Let's say that they want to do an online payment platform for their chowder sales. They could actually use this program to do that. People could prepay online and go pick up their chowder. One of the neat things, again, we have people, I wouldn't say all the time, but once in a while, they'll want to buy a bench in memory of someone or buy a table in memory of someone. And nobody really knows who did that. You know, that we have no real way of honoring them. You know, gone are the days of taking some big brick thing and pounding it into the ground, you know, with someone's name on it. This program actually allows you to put a QR code program in place and a little plaque, and you can see on this table, or excuse me, on this bench, this little plaque, and we'll get into that right here. Can you see the screen with the story tag, the story
Yes.
dedication, storyboard? Okay. So what you can do is for different purchases or for different types of things, and we'll talk about one of the campaigns where local Boy Scout is doing his Eagle Scout program, and there's going to be a QR story tag on there. So individuals could actually scan that tag, and it'll go to the website, and it'll speak to the story of what he did with photos, with the story of how, you know, how he raised his funds, how he did the work, and how he ultimately, you know, as he completes the projects, how he ultimately earned his Eagle Scout status. So there's different sizes of storyboards, there's different types. You can see each of them has a QR code. So if you are any individual that has a cell phone, I think we've all learned how to scan these things today. You would scan that QR code, and it would take you right to whoever that might be in honor of, whoever that might business maybe perhaps it might represent, whatever it might be. And you can see there's different sizes, you know, and different ways to do that. So this program allows for that. I'm going to show you our current campaigns that we have already put in place, as I think they're really neat, all three of them. So we have our own site set up. And in the site, you know, you'll get kind of like the overview, you know, about us, what we're doing, what this does for the community, and the three different campaigns that we have. We'll click on the campaign button, and you'll see these are the three that we've set up. And I want to highlight two of them because they're definitely different, right? So the first one is the America 250. It's a committee sign up. A person would come in, they would click on it, and it talks about, you know, what the campaign is, how to participate, what the guidelines are, and you can see down at the bottom where it says participate now. If you were to click on that, whether it's a fundraising campaign or whether it is a volunteer campaign, it takes you to a next screen. And so here, if I wanted to volunteer on any one of these committees, let's say I wanted to volunteer on the Historical Tour and Living History Reenactment Committee, it tells me how many spots are still remaining to sign up. You see that it says 8 remaining. So if I was to click on that and go through it, I would put my information down. I would submit the information, and boom, it sends the information forward to whatever organization is overseeing that. I would get an email, and so would the sponsoring organization, that something came in. So you can see all the different committees that we have for that event. You know, we have you know, vendor committee, general volunteers. We've had some general volunteers sign up. We've had someone sign up to help put together the run and race. We have volunteers that signed up for fundraising, for entertainment, and a ministerial event that'll occur that weekend. So that's an opportunity for volunteer events. So you think of maybe the Earth Day event. You know how they're always seeking volunteer, and different groups are signing up for it. We could very easily set up an Earth Day volunteer sign up right through this program. The next one that I would tell you is pretty neat. And I'm really proud of this one. I'm really excited about this. This young man, his name is Chase Ice, has approached the borough. He wants to build new dugouts at South 4th Street. If you've been down to the ball fields down there, you know that they're just flat benches. Yep. And so as his Eagle Scout campaign comes along, his goal, and actually he's starting soon, is to build dugouts at the big field. So if you click on it, you can actually put in photographs, and you can see these are his drawn photographs that he's done. It can tell you about what his campaign is. You know, that he's trying to become an Eagle Scout. He put in there, how much that project's going to cost him. It's $7,300. So he's trying to raise as much money as he possibly can. You put in guidelines. This, if you were to click on this PDF, which we won't today, but that PDF is actually his presentation that he gave to us. I think at the Parks and Recreation Committee, I believe is where we did it. It may have been Public Works Committee, but that's the presentation that he had presented to us. If I was to click on participate now, here I could go in and give my sponsorship, right? So if I wanted to give $1,000, I could be a level 5 sponsor. If I was to click on that, it would explain what that means and what that would include, all the way down to a level 1 sponsorship for general supporter. So you could give $1, you can give $99, you could give $1,000. And so we also set it up that way for our summer concert series as well. Our Recreation and Entertainment Commission did that. And so that program has been ongoing for a little while now. So now our concert flyers, instead, if people don't have cash, but they want to donate somehow electronically, they can go right on their cell phone and donate if they'd like to, just by literally scanning the QR code. Now, the neat thing about the program is you don't have to pay online. Let's say an individual sends a check or an organization sends a check. And the Summer Concert Series is a perfect example of that. If we've had several that have sent checks, and what happens is, we obviously are going to deposit that check. But what we can do is we can actually go online and enter it in as if though they did it through here. So you can actually, if you were to go to the Summer Concert Series, you could see who the donors are, who the higher level donors are. So, several businesses in town donate a lot of money towards this. There's individuals that donate a lot of money towards our summer concerts. So if you go in, you can actually click on the individuals that have donated or even the businesses, and we can put in, the business's website in there. So you can click right on the website and go to their own marketing material. Or, if you do one of the legacy events, you could have it so that it goes to that individual's memorial. So let's say I bought a bench in honor of my great grandmother or something like that, who, was a family treasure, and, and we wanted to kind of tell the story. As long as that QR code is on that bench, it will be linked to this website forever. And so you could click on that QR code and read about my great grandmother and all the great things that she did. So essentially, in short, that's what the program does. Neat thing about it is, again, it can be used for all of our nonprofits in the community to raise funds, to sign up volunteers, to do legacy campaigns. And as we're just getting started, we're seeing a good amount of activity already. The program also allows you to map different things. So, for example, if you do a bench campaign or something throughout the town, people can actually go on the site and click on where each of those maps might be. So let's say that you did, let's say the Arts Commission, we wanted to map out all of the donated painted hydrants, and if we had a story done for each one of those hydrants, the individuals, you could literally click on that location that we mapped out, and you could read the story on, why is that hydrant painted, blue and purple specked polka dots, and what does that drawing on the back side of it really mean? You could actually have the story of that right on the program. So that is the program in short. Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
Good.
Shane, how does the funding work if somebody uses a credit card as far as the fees? Does that come out from what they donated or is that on top of what they donate?
Yeah, so up until just recently, they were not charging for credit card transactions because we pay a yearly subscription fee, and it's very nominal. It's only like $1,500 or something like that. But we just got notification. I think they're going to be charging like 30 cents per transaction fee. I know I went in. I was showing the historical commission the summer concert series, and I actually donated $50 about a month ago to the summer concerts, and nothing came out but that $50. So there was no like $3 uh, uh, addition to that. But
So
we
if
did.
somebody in the future donates through a credit card or cash transfer, $20, say, will the 30 cents come out of the $20 or it will be $20.30?
It looks like it'll be $20.30 as the notification
Okay.
received. Yeah.
Hey Shane, is there a link to our borough website to this? I was like looking and I didn't see it. Or is that
Uh,
something that we can do?
yeah. No. Good question, Mr. Anders. Not yet. Again, we just went live with two of the three actually all three of these campaigns probably in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's definitely something that we can put from our website to the campaigns.
Thank you.
Not hearing any more questions, Shane. Thank you for that. I think that this program is going to do really big things for the borough.
Safe travel.
Thank you. We're 3/4 of the way there. So
All right, moving along. Reading of the minutes. Would someone like to make a motion to accept the May 19th, 2025 council meeting minutes? Mr. Labenberg, seconded by Ms. Watt. Is there any additions or corrections?
I have a minor correction, but it doesn't change any of the information, so I'll share that with you.
Okay. Hearing that, any others? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 7 ayes. We have no decisions on bids. Under communications, we got a report from the 2025 Earth Day event, and I'll go through it fairly short here. But all in all, it looks like they got 37 30-gallon trash bags. They picked up 5 30-gallon trash bags of recyclables. They got 9,813 pounds of electronic waste, 2,740 pounds of paper, and a bunch of miscellaneous car parts and tires and stuff like that. And that's a very much so a partnered community event with a bunch of different organizations and stuff that's been going on for a long time. I appreciate everyone for coming out for that. And we have Sarah Plaza resigning from the Arts Commission effective July 1st. Sarah has moved way out of the valley and can no longer attend. And then we have a patrolman, Timothy Klein, is resigning effective July 1st from our police department. That's all I have for communications. We have no borough engineers report. Mr. Solicitor.
Very briefly, just so everybody's aware, we had previously approved the issue with the county radios. We had asked for the 5-year no interest period loan. Just so everybody is aware, the county sent a communication last Thursday telling everybody that Laguda now applies because it is quote unquote a promissory note, even though it is not. It's a no interest loan. It is different than what we were prior told. So we are going to have a Laguda filing ready for you guys for the next meeting. It will be prepared. Your borough manager is aware of it, and I will keep you posted. But this one should be relatively simple. It's not nearly as complicated as what we just did with the Penvest loan, but thankfully your forms are mostly already filled out, so we just have to change a few minor items and we can essentially reuse them. It's different for the other municipalities we have, but you guys are should be easy to fix. I don't know if Shane has any additional comment on that or not.
Nothing that's productive.
It's a good answer. And that's all I have. Progress.
All right. Unfinished business part 1. This is our reading of ordinance 1278, and ordinance amending chapter 15, subsection 602.3 of the codified ordinances, amending several sections of the Borough of Emmaus parking regulation. This is our second reading of this. We hit up this one a while ago. Has there any corrections, clarifications, or anything like that?
I
No,
don't know of any.
Nothing's changed from this, Shane?
no, it's the same.
Does anyone have any questions on this? Would someone like to make a motion by Mr. Brown? Is there a second? Mr. Labenberg? This is going to be a roll call vote. Ms. Watt?
Well, first, I just wanted to thank the police department for going through and trying to get everything up to as safe as possible. I know it's a long process and this is a great beginning, but that's my comment. Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Anders?
Aye.
Mr. Labenberg?
Aye.
Mr. Frayne?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Bumgardner?
Aye.
Mr. Balliot? Aye. Ayes. Unfinished business part 2, we have none. Does anybody have an item not on the agenda they'd like to bring forward?
We have to do new business.
Oh,
12A, new
12A.
business.
Yeah, new business. Sorry. New business. Ordinance 1279, an ordinance repealing section 353, subsections 1 and 12 of Chapter 1 of the codified ordinance involving the Civil Service Commission rules and regulations and adopting amended rules and regulations. It's a lot of words. Shane, do you want to explain exactly what this is?
Yeah, absolutely. So this ordinance is simply, so your ordinance is, your civil service ordinance is like 50 pages. So your civil service ordinance governs the hiring and to some extent the discipline and firing of police, as well as promotions. We concentrate most of our efforts on the civil service on the hiring process because that's, it's mandated by law. It's very complicated and very expensive. So one of the things that we've done is, in concert with many other municipalities, this ordinance now introduces automatic disqualifiers so that we don't have to go through the entire background, including the polygraphs, just to disqualify an individual who we knew we were going to anyway. So it establishes a number of automatic disqualifiers for for individuals. For example, if we know in the background that they were convicted of a state crime, right? Our process right now literally requires us to go through the entire background and finish it. And inside the background is a $700 polygraph examination. Even though we know at the end of the day we are going to throw that individual out, these provisions will now allow us to do that before we get to those final pieces of the background. So we established about 24 different criterion that would allow the Civil Service Commission to automatically disqualify a candidate. The second thing that we added to this ordinance is, we allow, if we opt into the consortium to do the hiring process, we allow them under our current civil service rules to do the written examination and the physical fitness examination, but there's no provision in there to allow them to do the oral board examination. We have to do that individually. What we did was we added in the piece in there just to say we have the option. It's not mandated that if we use the consortium that we do this, but we have the option to include the oral board examination inside the hiring process if we elect to use the consortium. So those two provisions are added to the ordinance. Quite honestly, I think both of them can speed up the process and make it less expensive for us.
Good, Mr.
Just that this went through the General Administration Committee. It was recommended by a 3-0 vote. And when Shane says it will save us money, it will be the lie detector, which is how much per interview?
Yeah, it's
1,200? Was it 1,200?
Well, so it's about $700 for the initial, and then if they are found to be deceptive, the examiner does like a second piece of that, which costs about another $500.
So by pre-screening them and not having to do the lie detector test, that saves us $700 per candidate, essentially. So I just wanted to point that out.
Anybody else have any questions? Someone like to make a motion to approve ordinance 1279?
I'll second.
Motion by
Or make a motion. Sure.
Motion by Ms. Baumgartner, seconded by Mr. Dufresne. Is there any further discussion on this, Mr. Brown?
This list is lengthy that is being added. It's difficult already to hire folks. So it definitely we'll get the best of the best with this list. But these guys have the police department definitely has gone through. I've seen it for myself, where people have said that just in applications where they abuse drugs or alcohol during the application, it's like, come on, man, what you're supposed to enforce the laws. So, and they were not disqualified. This will allow that, so which is good.
Yeah, I mean, so the unfortunate thing is, those folks get to the final 3 candidates because you have to, under civil service rules, you can only interview the top 3. And so if you already know 2 of them would have, they didn't make the background and they refused to, back out themselves. Then what could happen is before they get to the top 3, the Civil Service Commission can throw them out, right? The problem with that is they can appeal, and now we're talking about more legal fees, and other costs. And it's happened. We've spent several $1,000s dealing with things like that because we had to go all the way to the very end, where, look, and we've had some really crazy applicants apply for police officer positions. One, you could have researched them in the newspaper. She had more drug convictions than movies, but yet she applied and she went all the way through the background because she did well on the exams, surprisingly. Not someone that we should have been spending money on, knowing that that's not the quality of candidate that you were looking for. So this helps us weed that out before it gets to the end.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote. Uh, Actually, I have one question, Shane. There's no date on here when the second reading will be. It'll be
Uh,
at the next meeting.
so I would tell you that it would be at the July council meeting, yeah.
Can we just
Okay.
pass it tonight?
What's that?
Can we just pass?
We always
No,
do
it's not,
two
it's
readings.
not advertised to be adopted.
Roll call vote. Ms. Watt,
Aye.
Mr. Anders,
Aye.
Mr. Lavenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Dufresne,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Bumgardner,
Aye.
Mr. Balliet, aye. 7 ayes. Going back through, we are now at Madam's Mayor report.
Thank you. Just to give you an update, National Night Out is coming together. We're up to 31 organizations. We got 2 food trucks and a petting zoo, a rock climbing wall. And this year we have Bluey coming out. So my staff and I walked the triangle on Friday and we handed out invitations to the businesses that are right along both sides of the triangle. So they got a special invitation to come out along with the notification of the road closures, the times and everything. So moving right along. Can't wait for August. So progress.
Awesome. Thank you. Under committee reports, first up is Public Works. Mr. Anders.
Thank you, Mr. President. We met on June 9th. Unfortunately, my meeting notes did not make it in here as, I will say I did not get those turned in. I took the notes. I take full blame. So I will have them in for the next meeting for you. And, my apologies. I did want to, just let everyone know that the, work has started on the PFAS over at the, construction over at Klein's Lane. You'll see some fencing up there and some machinery. They are starting to organize to start the process. So moving forward, it's good. And Lawrence is addressing all the needs over there. So it's kind of exciting to be finally moving on the project. The other project that I wanted to let everyone know, speaking of water, is our water towers are being painted. Not just painted, but they are being cleaned, blasted, so they will continue to be here for many years. It's been much needed upkeep. I think the last time has been 20, 30 years. So much needed work is being done on those as well. Our next meeting is July 7th at 4:45 p.m. And with that, I'll report progress.
Thank you. Health, Sanitation, and Codes, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing to report because we did not have a meeting. Our next meeting is tomorrow here at 4:45 p.m. It's going to be short. Mr. Pepe is not going to be here. Oh, so.
So your minutes.
Yeah, my minutes won't be in either. So we're only going to just discuss
Thanks,
two items really that's on the agenda, so nothing too crazy. So.
I will tell you that the other 5 council members get their stuff to me timely, Mr. Brown.
Oh, here we go.
Bazinga.
Progress?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Next up is Parks and Recreation. I have nothing. Our next meeting is this Thursday, the 19th at 4:45. With that, I'll report progress.
Mr. Balliet.
Or no, June 19th.
I just wanted to ask, so the Kiwanis mural went through Parks and Recreation Committee. So this would be an opportunity if any of the committee members wanted to address the queries we've been getting in emails and during our public appeal.
Thank you. Yep, June 19th. So I'll report progress. And then Public Safety, Ms. Bumgarner.
We met on June 11th and the meeting notes are attached. We will next meet July 9th at 9 a.m. I report progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee, Mr. Lebenberger.
Yes, at our last meeting, we discussed the cyclocross event and their fees. As you know, in the past, we just had a set amount for the 12-week period that they had, and they've been adding a few more events on weekends. And also, we determined that they had exclusive rights because it's set up for the whole 12 weeks. Well, it's a little longer than that because they set up before. But we compared it to the soccer fields that are rented and they're exclusive to the Northwestern, is it soccer?
BI. Northwestern
or Lehigh Northwestern Soccer. They pay $5,000 for exclusive rights for both soccer fields, so it's 2,500 each, and then we divided by how many months they actually use the field, and we came up with a rate, and the rate ended up being $1,100 to make it equal to what the soccer rents the fields at. So I'll place that in a form of a motion that's recommended from the committee by a 3-0 vote for $1,100 fee for upcoming cyclocross season.
Motion by Mr. Liebenberg. Is there a second? Second by
Second.
Ms. Baumgartner. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Liebenberg, do we want to include the exclusion of the need to have police coverage?
Yes, I will amend it to they do not have to have police coverage.
I'll amend my second.
Discussion.
Yep, discussion.
Will that be retro for this year, or is this going forward?
I think
Well, the season starts, they set up in August, I believe.
I didn't see an
And
application.
it goes through November. So it's going to be, their fee will be for this year, correct, Shane?
Correct.
Yes, for this season coming up.
That's what I wanted to ensure. Thank you.
If it was retroactive, it would have been for last year's season, which ended in November. So
I forget their seasons start later. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 7 ayes.
Shane, we have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday morning. If there is nothing to take action on, I'm fine with canceling that since we meet twice a month.
Yeah, we would be meeting prior to the next council meeting, so.
All right, so I will be canceling Wednesday's June 18th meeting progress.
Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Dufresne.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a few items for action tonight. The first is Resolution 2025-18, resolved by Borough Council to authorize the payment of the June 16th, 2025 bill list as follows. Bill list $887,043.11. Payrolls number 11 and number 12, $405,544.72. Payroll taxes, $128,770.58 for a total of $1,421,358.41. Done this 16th of June, 2025. I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Dufresne, seconded by Mr. Liebenberg. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 7 ayes.
Okay. Next, we have the significant revenue and expenses you can see for the first half of June. And then also the budget performance report is in there. Our next item for official action relates to the police department and the MDT warranties here. So part of some of our items this year in the budget process and done with CRPD, I believe it's called now, right? CRPD committee. I'm on it. I just keep forgetting all the letters. But we're cost savings initiatives, and the police department brought forward a couple of potential cost savings initiatives that because we don't have the cost budgeted for this year, we need to approve it. So they would like to purchase the warranties for the MTDs this year for $4,944. It'll carry through on all the in-car computers through 2027, and it will save us approximately $22,500 when we can refresh the computers in the cars rather than purchasing new ones. So I put that into, it was a 3-0 vote by us. So I put that in the form of a motion to approve the purchase of the MDT warranties.
Motion by Mr. Dufresne, seconded by Mr. Liebenberg. Any further discussion?
I would just like to thank again the police. This is one example of CRD accomplishing a hard look at the budget and finding money, which we're hoping to see more of in the coming months.
Thank you. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
All right, next again from the same meetings and again, the police department here. This is the DMS onboarding program. Similar thing. It's not in this year's budget, but it saves us money long term. Um, they're proposing an onboard fee for this year to pay 1,900 instead of the initial 8,000, so we can implement it before the next background phase goes into effect in August. Again, this will save many hours of work and also allow us to digitally send forms to applicants, employers, and references. So it's part of the DMS Power DMS program that they have. So I would like to put in a form of a motion to approve the $1,900 for the Power DMS onboarding program.
Motion by Mr. Dufresne. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Watt. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 7 ayes.
You can see the meeting notes in there. On our July meeting, we'll be meeting July 2nd, but for council, we'll be recommending, I should say, not approving, recommending a broker for our health insurance services here at our July meeting. So we'll finalize that at our next meeting for the Budget and Finance Committee, which is July 2nd at 11 a.m. On Zoom or in person. Progress.
Thank you. Community Relations, Planning and Development, Ms. Watt.
I reached out to the Arts Commission and I was hoping to have for you this evening the updated proposal for the pool mural, but the timing did not work, so it will have to wait another month. And I think the Arts Commission is already very busy planning the implementation and the paint work to be done at the Kiwanis mural, so it makes sense that they can't do two things simultaneously. I wanted to add that I recommended to the Arts Commission based on the feedback that we've all been receiving from the community. You may recall how the original design, the vertical slats in that building, they had a sunrise and a sunset theme, and they had the waves. I thought it might be nice if they incorporated among the options they gave us to include some rainbow slats and maybe like a thunderstorm and like a weather going with a beach theme there, since that seems to be something the community wants. And it would be a way to explain that we were looking to keep the Kiwanis mural Kiwanis related with their branding material, but at our snack stand, we have more creative freedom. So we will see what they come up with. Our next meeting is Tuesday, July 1st at 4:45 p.m. Progress.
Thank you. Attached, you will find the Civil Service Commission meeting minutes from May 27th. Also, the Emmaus Public Library Board met in May. Their report is there. Next up is Personal Appeals Part 2. If anyone has a personal appeal, please approach the podium. You have 5 minutes for your appeal.
My name's Kevin Gaiman. I live at 416 North 3rd Street, Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Of course, Emmaus, Pennsylvania. I was going to come up and say something different, and Ms. Bowman kind of took that away, and I wanted to address what she said. And she had mentioned that sometimes the rainbow is just a rainbow, but clearly it's not. I know that I was present at that meeting that you had said that about kind of like it, and I think it was taken out of context because she wasn't here. And I believe that on a public building, we know that the rainbow flag or the symbol has been used in many different things. But the Bible, the rainbow is primarily a symbol of God's covenant with Noah, signifying a promise that he would never again destroy the earth with a flood. That was the original meaning for the rainbow. And unfortunately, it's been hijacked in a way, and now it's being manipulated and used in far more different ways. So I think that would be, it's more important in a public building as the Kiwanis to keep it neutral. And unfortunately, the rainbow, if the rainbow wants to be used in that mural, then the reference Genesis 9